Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you clicked on this video, it's because you're coming looking to learn how to tab your Great Adventure Bible or the Catechism that goes with it. This is a little post recording, what it looks like done. I personally think it looks beautiful. This is about 2 hours worth of work while casually watching anime in the background. Now, I did notice a couple times while getting lost in a scene in the show, it was easy to get a couple pages turned into a tab. I found if you pulled taut on the page and you slowly pulled in the tab, you could pull it apart. And then sometimes you needed a piece of scotch tape on the backside. The Catechism roughly also took about the same amount of time, but it also looks pretty good. The downside with the Catechism is there were like 2 or 3 tabs that you just can't follow the thing for. I say in the full video that the tabs aren't in order. That's not true. The tabs are in order of the topics / books covered. They're just not in alphabetical order. And the example I'm going to give with the Catechism is the tab on Passion right here. Now, we hear all over, and when Christ entered into his passion. We know this to mean the suffering leading up to his death, burial, and resurrection on the cross. So the garden, the flogging of pillars, the carrying of the cross, the crucifixion. But if you were a convert to Christianity, or you were a Protestant coming to Catholicism and not understanding how Catholics describe it as the passion, you're not going to be able to figure out to put the tab on this page without Googling passion. And that is a shame. Most of these, you can just follow the breadcrumb trails at the top, like how we worship, sacrament, service. This will get you into the general area, and then you can use these article headings to get the rest of the way. Like this is the tab on holy orders. This is the article introducing holy orders. And the colors match up. But with the exception of those couple that just don't really line up, especially if you're unfamiliar, that's really a downside. But overall, I would say the process was worth it. And even though it's a bit later than Christmas, now that this is coming out, happy mid-January, and let's get on with it. Merry Christmas, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna see if we can put some tabs in. This can't be too hard, can it? Watch, I'm gonna make a complete fool out of myself. So these tabs go with the Bible, so they match the color coding. And we got some tips. Oh, for different sizes, we cut here. From the videos I've seen, these tabs should line up nicely with these. But in the Catechism, it doesn't have the tabs on the side. And so that's where using the guide is going to really come in handy. Otherwise, I guess it wouldn't hurt to, like, position the guide. So this is 8 inches. But I don't ever see any of those actually go all the way down. Oh, so you would cut off that top portion right there too, as a spacer. Now, if I was smart, I would scan this into my computer, and I would print out a copy, but when am I ever that smart? and we determined we got the 8 or 8.5 inch Bible. So we're going to put that right there. So, well, this is already annoying. These stickers are not in the order that they are in the book. So, if you wanted fast and smooth, this is not going to be it. Genesis right there. So they have a practice one. So I might start with peeling that off. The surrounding material does not have the little tablatures, but the books itself do. I think these tabs are going to be good enough to just put on. So I probably, like if I were to put this up here on my page, yeah, that pretty much lines up right with that tab. And 2 lines up with that tab, and 3 pretty much lines up with that. So for the majority of these, I shouldn't need to use that. So let's get going. First book. We're going to start with the practice tab, and we're going to put it on the instructions, because it's better to mess up there than to ruin a new Bible. So you got to peel these out, which it would be nice if this, oh, this might actually come apart right there. Anyway, so if you peel up, there's this little indent right here that comes out at the end, and then this will let you get at the actual tab itself, which again has that little indent. Oop, don't do what I just did. Good thing this is the practice tab, because that would look ugly. The black edge, I'm assuming it's going to go on the edge, and then you would fold this over in the little crease, compress it down, and then get the air out. That doesn't look too bad, other than I got that little piece in there. So don't do a me, do it right. I'm not going to put all these tabs on. Like, you know Genesis is the beginning of the Old Testament. You know Matthew's the beginning of the New Testament. So those tabs just don't make sense to me. There's a whole bunch of grayed out tabs over here. For like articles, charts, maps, readings, prayer. What I'm not seeing is the Bible in a year. I would have liked that to be tabbed out. I guess Genesis does change color, so that makes more sense. So we're going to come here. We're going to make sure we only got one page. And so this doesn't have a page number on it, but you can look through and see Genesis, that's page 2. I'm going to put the directions underneath it, just so I verify I'm only working with the one page here. I'm going to take this, I'm just going to center it up with the black right along it. Oop. Yeah, these don't really come up, so this is something, if you want it to look nice, you're going to have to go pretty slow and do it. So like this first one, You're probably never going to notice it, but it's slightly angled. And so that's something that matters to you. You're just going to have to go slow. We'll do a couple of these, and then we'll jump to the Catechism, because I'm probably going to have to do that. And then I'll have the thumbnail be a picture of it completed. Let's get to Exodus. So it has this little article here. And so what I'm going to do is, there's no tab here for Exodus where the article is. So I'm going to put it here, always on the right hand side of the Bible. Oh, these do come apart. That's kind of cool, to make it easier to get at those tabs. And this tab just ripped coming off, so hopefully it has enough material to stick, because that would suck otherwise. I did take out my sheet. See, that looks a lot better. We're gonna fold this over on top of itself and down. That looks pretty good. And it does have enough of that coating in the back to hold. So, like, I'd be confident that it will stick. And that's what they look like in relation to each other. But go slow so you don't make the two blunders I made. And you should have a nice, good tablatures. Then for the Catechism, we're probably going to have to use that guide that comes with the Catechism one. I don't see any way around it. And man, this potato of a camera really sucks, because it took so long for that to refocus. Again, you got the same sizing guide, so we already have that guide right here. There's no need to recut it out. They're the same size. It's like, watch, I'm gonna bite my words on that. I would line it up to the bottom of the Bible, but that's totally up to you, how you want to envision lining it up. And then it's color-coded, which is probably no surprise to anybody. Our first color, we have our prologue and our church docs. So part 1 would go right there, but we are starting I'm assuming that's what it means by church docs. So we have our introduction right here, right? And we're gonna put our thing on. I changed my mind. I'm gonna slide this up to the top, and then we have this right here, which is consistent on every page, so it will provide our spacing. I think that's how you're gonna get it more consistent than not. We did not tear this time, making improvements. I'm gonna come here, make sure that's lined up, make sure edge is lined up, pick up the page, 1, 2, beautiful, and then fold. And then make sure to push out all the air. And that way, by lining it up at the top and using this, we can ensure we get consistent spacing throughout the entirety of it. I'm not going to put the contents on. Like, if you were, that probably would have been the first one. But to me, that seems pretty self-explanatory that the contents is in the front. So I'm okay with it not having that. I'm assuming these apostolic letters is what it means by church docs. And then we have a prologue right here. So we're going to come here to the beginning of the apostolic letters. And now we're on 2. Again, we're just bending it a little bit to try to get underneath it. Comes up nice and easy once you have a little practice. Make sure we're lined up with the top of our page. Lined up approximately with the 2. I guess you could do it so you're touching, but pick up 5, 6. 5, 6 looks like it's the right combination. The biggest thing I can suggest is if you're like really busy or don't have a lot of time, maybe it's better to break this up into smaller tasks. Following this guy, I really don't like the overlap right there, unless by top of tab it means this right here and not the full width of it. Because if it means that, that would be a lot more bearable. So that's what I'm going to go forward with now. We got our prologue. We're going to put this back on. Getting better. Didn't rip again. And we're going to, this time, line where this edge is right here up instead of this white part. And so, like, in comparison, I don't know if you can see that, but that looks a lot better. That looks more readable. So you're not lining the top of the white piece up. You're lining what would be the edge of the top of the tab sticking out up. Anyway, I'll have a thumbnail of both of these complete, and that's all there is to it. It's just going to take a lot of doing. Thank you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.